Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Cronkite Show in social media history. I want to welcome to another episode of the War Zone. I got my man in the building, Donovan Sadiq. I got the Queen, Dimitri, and I am the five-star general. Paul Pierce was smoking a fatty hattie. And on top of that, it looked like he was in a twerk video. But now he no longer works for ESPN. We're going to talk about it tonight. Let's get to it. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you, because you know without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. And we really appreciate you taking the time out to tune in. And thank you so much for taking the time out to tune in. Bear with me for just a second. All right. I'm still up in Minnesota. Still up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Home of the Derek Chauvin trial. Of course, Ben Crump and Al Sharpton do the normal. Come out with the prayer visuals. But that ain't going to matter. It's all said and done. It's kind of quiet right now. But normally it's a quiet before the storm. So, you know, they got some work to do in that courtroom with them jurors. And they better figure out if they can get it right, however that may be. But if they get it wrong, it ain't going to be pretty. Donovan, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, welcome to the Tuesday edition of the War Zone. We want to welcome you guys and thank you guys for supporting the channel. The trial up there, a lot of stuff is going. I don't know if you guys watched it today, but the training chick, the white girl, she was on white girl code because she was like, maybe, okay, yeah, that could be. And they're going to bring her back because she is actually a witness for the defense. So the prosecution brought her in ahead of time to kind of to set the stage of her training expertise and what is on the precipice of what the policy is and how they train. But she is actually a witness for the defense. Doesn't mean, you know, she's for it or anything, but she was kind of like, yeah, that's possible. This is possible. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but it was an interesting thing. So Joe Biden has reached out to his Republican homies, and he's going to try to work in bipartisanship. And it's funny to me. The parliamentarian says that, oh, you don't need the Republicans to pass a $2.3 trillion infrastructure bill, but you can't pass a $15 minimum wage in a bill because of what? Because in the infrastructure bill right now, they slipped in the $15 wage thing. So, why isn't the parliamentarian ruling the same way they did the first time? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder. Do the Democrats really, really want to be for the people and the working man? You're dealing with corporate Democrats, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Dimitri, what you got?
Hola, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the War Zone. I hope you're having a great week so far. If you can do us a favor, and I know Gary shares it from a few platforms, so we try to get all the comments in one place, but wherever you're at, if you can share it so everybody else can get the information and join in on the conversation, that would be awesome. And so really just to kind of touch up on Donovan, what he said about the Derek Chauvin trial. You guys know it is day 7 of witness testimony. And it called 4 people, well, really 5 people showed up in court, but 4 people testified. The 5th person was that of Maurice Hall. That was George Floyd's friend that was in the car with him when the police officers approached him. And he pled the 5th because he did not want to self-incriminate. Again, he was mentioned by Courtney, George's girlfriend. At least she said she was his girlfriend. That he actually sold them some of the drugs that they took. And he's also facing a domestic violence charge of his own. And so He's not one to testify, but they're going to bring him back Monday to see if something else is going to be different. And as Donovan said, 4 police officers, or in the police officer field rather, testified. One was that of Sergeant Kirk Yang. He was actually, I guess, a trainer in regards to crisis and de-escalation. And he said that, yes, Derek Chauvin took those classes. 2016, he spent 40 hours role playing and all that kind of stuff. They all said, though, that it's, what they saw was indeed excessive force. They brought a witness, an expert witness from LA, Jody Steiger, a black sergeant. And he said that he's seen over 2,500 excessive use of force videos from police officers. And so he is an expert. And he said what he saw was definitely excessive force. And then, a couple other people came to testify. And there was 2 other people that kind of butt heads the prosecution called. One was Lieutenant Mercil. And he said that, yes, he did tell officers that if a person can speak, then yes, they can breathe, right? But then Nicole McKenzie, she was a medic in the police force, and she trained officers. And she goes, no, that's not true. Just because a person can talk, that doesn't mean that they can necessarily breathe adequately, enough to sustain life. And so they actually said today was a win for the defense, because the defense scored a couple of points, like when they had a picture of Derek Chauvin on the back of George. The defense says, well, his knee is actually on his shoulders. But then one person said, well, yeah, it's on his shoulders for a couple of seconds, but the majority of the time it was on his neck. But they all said that, putting your knee on someone's neck to that degree is never called for. And so that's kind of been the going theme from a lot of the experts. And they also said, just in closing this, that the police officers have officially thrown Derek Chauvin over the blue wall. You guys might have saw it yesterday when the chief, the star witness, testified against him in June. He said that it was flat out murder, what Derek Chauvin said. But again, keep your expectations low, because we know how it goes. So we'll see. Gary?
Well, I think them throwing him over the wall is to fall on the sword. He's falling on the sword for them. Because if you go throughout the country, you have several instances of officers putting their knees on people's necks. It happened right there in Fort Bend County with Constable Darrell Smith. So, okay, Fort Bend County is like 18 hours away from Minneapolis, but these people use the same people to train them in law enforcement. So how is it that somebody way down in Texas is using the same maneuver on a suspect that they're using up in Minnesota? We've seen them use it in LA. We've seen them use it in New York. So the thing is, they throwing them on the sword to protect themselves, because this is the training that they gave their officers. And now they want to just throw him out there like that. I'm not a Chauvin fan. Let's get that straight. But I am a fan of the truth. And the thing is they throwing him out there to fall on the sword to protect their asses. That's how I feel. I know you probably saw the video of Paul Pierce. Paul decides he wants to get on Instagram and he wants to smoke weed on Instagram and have his little naked friends in the background twerking. And the only thing I will say, and I don't care if anybody gets mad, because I'm going to speak my truth. God damn it, if you're going to get somebody to twerk, get somebody with some ass. Get somebody with some ass. Man, can you stop getting these ironing boards to twerk in your fucking videos that you be doing? Go find somebody with some legitimate ass if you're going to lose your job behind. But the bigger picture is that you have a lot of sports figures that seem to do stupid stuff at the wrong times. I mean, Larry Tunsil played for the Miami Dolphins, and now he plays for the Houston Texans. He had an instance before the draft where a video popped up of him with a gas mask on, smoking weed. And I don't know if they understand it, that you're losing a lot of money behind the fact that you have a drug problem. They be having drug problems. But I'm going to be honest, I think Paul was in his element. This is what he normally does. So tonight we're gonna talk about it. Donovan?
Yeah, the funny thing is, if you guys don't realize, even though Paul Pierce is a Boston Celtics legend, he's from Southern California, South Central LA. That's where he's from. And in regards to getting the ass that's twerking on, we have some girls in California that have a lot of ass, but it's California. So there's more girls that don't have ass and there is the girls that have ass. So let's just face it. They got that beach bikini booty. Like I said, girls like Demetra are leaving the state in droves. So we ain't got much, left going on over here. But here's the thing about Paul Pierce. I haven't seen the video, but I'm going to say this. And I hope a lot of you future stars and football players and you guys that are going to go out there and get it athletically, even if you're an entertainer. Well, entertainer's a little different because you guys have a culture like that. Notice Paul Pierce didn't start doing this shit until after his career was over. He's doing it after. The money's in the bank. He's got that going. Now, he lost his job from ESPN, but I'm sure financially that ain't really going to hurt him. But I just get tired of these guys in the prime of their careers. Then they get busted by these leagues because they're, smoking weed or doing something that isn't nice to the league. And then they get thrown out. And the next thing you know, the guy didn't buy mama the house. He leased mama the house. So mama gets thrown out and, they lose everything that they worked for. So I look at it as for these younger people coming up, once again, here's another example, and it's not a great example, but he did all the bullshit after his career was over. So I kind of say, hey, he's got the money. He can do what he wants to do. He's good to go.
I mean, I think too, and I just found out that he's married. I don't know, was his wife in in the video too? I mean, maybe she doesn't mind. I don't know. I think it's really a question of, if he's on his own time, and I know, in certain jobs you have and stuff, you have to adhere to, and Disney actually owns ESPN, so Disney's supposed to be this, family-friendly company, even though Disney has a whole bunch of stuff they need to answer to. But he's on his own time, he's doing his own thing, so I don't know really how much of a say-so that Disney should have ESPN. He's a sports figure. Sports athletes and stuff, they engage in, strippers and all of that. And I didn't watch the whole video, but it sounds like he had somebody massaging him. And then, I saw the still of the lady behind him, twerking something. It was very suggestive, and he was on his own Instagram, but it sounds like he's not really bothered by losing a job. He says, he's got other things going on, but I'm more concerned that he's married. What's going on with that?
I ain't concerned if he married. He wasn't concerned when he did it. So, the thing is he may have some other things going on, but you just lost millions of dollars. Okay, you're not dribbling a basketball anymore. So, this is your income. This is your new basketball career. And you go out and you do something like that. Even though he's on his own time, you're smoking dope on a video. Let me say that again for you. So y'all out there that do it, because it's a few of y'all out there that do the same thing. What is it about black people? We do shit and it don't make sense. You could go to the casino and gamble, but you'll pull out a set of dice and sit right on the motherfucking corner and play. This is what we do. Now we got this new thing where we want to smoke illicit drugs, but we want to do it on social media. I don't understand that. I'm not getting it. And when it comes from somebody like Paul Pierce, then you look at the youth and okay, well, now I see why they like they are. They got great examples of doing it. So I don't care if you smoke weed. I don't care if you snort cocaine, but you do it on your time behind closed doors. And if you choose to put it out in the public eye, then don't do it on a damn live. Don't do it on a live. Paul, you really think that we didn't know that you had a room full of hoes throughout your career? Dog, we know how y'all get on. But it's something about these boys with these drug problems in the NBA. I mean, especially the NBA, who's had major drug problems with athletes throughout the years. That now it's not being accepted like that. But I just think that if you're gonna do it, don't do it on a damn live.
I agree with that. Don't do it on a live. You see these kids now videotaping, their crimes as they're robbing and beating people or whatever that's going on. But it brings up a good point. A lot of the young folks, and D. Lou says, ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. Just don't do it on live. And I would agree with that. Now, I've never smoked weed because I fly airplanes. And it's funny how people say ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. But as a pilot, you don't want to get in the plane with me if I smoked it. So there's got to be something wrong with smoking weed if I'm not allowed to smoke it and fly the airplane. But anyway, I digress to that. Here's the thing. Drugs have always been in communities, not just the Black community, the Asian community, the white community, whatever. But back in our parents' day, even when we were growing up 5-star, remember, they didn't do it in front of the damn kids. Everything was done in that one room. That's why we couldn't come into the house or go through the house. It's either you're in or you're out, because in that back room, the adults are doing, gambling, playing their spades, drinking their alcohol. We never really saw that stuff. And now with people like Paul Pierce out there and these people that are role models, even though your parents should be your role model or uncle or somebody that's, realistically should be a role model. These kids look up to these so-called role models and they think, oh yeah, that's cool, I'm gonna do that. And now you've got these young parents smoking drugs in front of their kids and don't think there's nothing wrong with it. And then when the kid's brain is fried before the kid reaches 18 because their brain isn't fully developed, they wonder why now they're taking time and money to put money on their books because the kid has made the wrong decision in life and is addicted to the drugs. So
yeah, and that's a good point too, Gary, you make about social media. I don't get it. People just be doing all kind of stuff on social media, and it's like, eventually it will come back to you, especially if you're trying to, do something in the world. But I also want to piggyback off of what Donovan said. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see Ricky Smiley. He did a video yesterday. A friend of his, I guess, a pastor, and his wife, their daughter was shot and killed, and she was working on her master's and 4.0, just a good kid. I guess on Easter they was all in the park somewhere, and somebody came by shooting, and all of that. And he was admonishing parents, especially, and he was saying something like, people just be smoking weed everywhere. It says, grandparents can't sit on, on their porch. Says people have no respect. They just, smoke weed everywhere. So it's just like, I just think as a society, especially in our community, we've just gotten really loose with the things that we do, because there were certain things when we were coming up you didn't see grown people do. My mom and dad, I don't know if they smoke weed or not. They might have, but I never saw them do it. But nowadays it's just, I'm even here, I'm driving down the street and I got my windows up and I'm like, where the weed coming from? It's coming from somebody else's car. So yeah, there's just no discretion anymore.
It's not only is it no discretion, it's no goddamn respect. Whatever you want to do, I got a saying in my life, and I'll use Donovan and Demetra as an example. I don't give a damn what Donovan and Demetra do, but when they business start affecting me, we're gonna have a conversation. I don't care what they do during the course of the day, but when they business start affecting me, we're gonna have a conversation. The lack of respect for smoking weed or doing narcotics, I'm studying this. And it looks like every night we may talk about something. I'm in the middle of studying it. I'm studying illicit drugs at the moment, and all this stuff that's out there. If you go walk up to a black person and say, "Well, man, you want some opiates?" Oh man, I don't want that shit. Well, do you have a clue what that shit is really in? It's damn near in every illicit drug that you can think about. Oxycodone, all this shit that you be taking. That is a form of opiates. So, it's not the day. And you know what? I don't mind if you smoke weed, but it ain't the weed that we grew up on. See, the weed that we grew up on would have you in there eating up all your mama shit. The weed that these motherfuckers smoking nowadays got you butt naked in the front yard. So it's really, I don't understand it, but I don't get it with the way that we're rearing these children, that this is okay to do. And it's like we gotta show the world that we got the weed square in our mouth, or we smoking a blunt. You still a bitch. You was a bitch before you picked up the blunt, and you a bitch after you started smoking it. You ain't no gangster because you smoke no blunts. But this is the perception that everybody wants to do. And you know what kills me the most is all you women that be on social media smoking dope. You already half motherfucking naked. You ain't gotta smoke the butt naked weed because you already naked. And then you on there smoking dope and you're doing all kinds of shit. And then you got the motherfucking eyelashes way up here. And you fucked up all day long anyway.
And that's spot on right there, in regards to, there's nothing more like, to me, demonizing than seeing a culture's women just doing horrible things like that, because everything starts with that woman. So, when I see these young girls smoking the dope and stuff or whatever they're doing, it's like, who would want to wipe that up? You're with this chick, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's like what my mom always told me. When my mom married my stepdad, I had no idea my mom was even dating, because it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. You know what I mean? And so, my mom didn't have men coming in and out of the house. We didn't play that. She didn't play that stuff. And so we have these women out here that are doing that, and then they're twerking and doing all this stuff. And I'm just thinking, social media is forever. This show is going to be forever. And so, these people are out here perpetrating. Like I said, that's why people are like, Donovan, you ain't got no tattoos? What I need a tattoo for? I'm not against people who want tattoos. You can have tattoos all you want. I do have a problem with these young kids that got the killer hearts on their face, trying to look tough and try to be gangster. And they were raised in the suburbs. They don't know nothing about gangsterism. They don't have a clue.
You talking about the ones with the teardrops on their eyes?
Yeah.
And the ones that be on the fucking phone in the county jail crying to their mama about they need that bail money like yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. Those, that's their perception. And they just think, everything is going to be fine. And it's just crazy how we do in our culture, in the Black community, what we do. And it's not true. I get tired of looking at some women's, young girls' profiles on Facebook, and they say they're a nurse. Now, when I think of a nurse, I think of a 4-year graduate, a certified nurse. They're nursing assistants. There's nothing wrong with exaggerating your resume. There's nothing wrong with that.
But some of them go a little to the extreme. They'll put on there, I work at the hospital.
Right.
But they ain't tell you they taking out the motherfucking garbage.
Right. Or, they're at the older person facility, which is fine. It's okay to do all of that. Okay. It's okay. But what I'm saying is we got to get back to reality and start respecting our children and stuff. Because like you said, if Paul Pierce needed the money or not, that's just money that's left on the table that he just wasted. You don't see the other cultures doing that.
Let me say this. It's something my father taught me. He say, if you working in any capacity, you need the money. If he didn't need the money, he wouldn't be working. You see what I'm saying? Well, what the fuck do Jordan do besides play golf? He ain't trying to do no motherfucking pregame shows. None of that shit. Got plenty of money. If you working, you need the money. He just hurt himself, contrary to popular opinion. He hurt himself because you can have all the money in the world, but as long as you got money going out and none coming in, you'll end up broke.
Yeah, so I agree with you guys. I've seen, not to be hard on women. Yeah, I've seen. I had a fact this morning. I saw a girl today, early in the morning. She was twerking and drinking and smoking. And I'm like, now I know you got some little kids. Last thing you need is for somebody to report you to CPS or it's just crazy to me. But whatever, But I want to ask you guys this, so you guys know. Lil Nas X has a #1 song now. The Say My Name, Call Me By My Name, whatever it is. You guys may or may have not seen the video of him twerking on the devil and pole dancing and all of that. So I saw a lot of people ask the question as to why is it cool that Lil Nas X is twerking on the devil and doing all of that, but Paul Pierce, has some twerkers and it's a problem. So I don't know if you guys see an issue with that necessarily.
First of all, real motherfucking dudes don't twerk. Grown ass men don't twerk. That's just my opinion. But that's two different arenas. One arena embraces it because that's how you get the sale of records. And the other arena, family-friendly sports arena. So you're held to a different standard. Paul knew he shouldn't have did that shit. And I'm telling you now, he probably sitting in the room without the camera smoking some weed. Man, I done fucked up, man. Yeah, you did. You did. But I mean, Paul is not the only person that does that. We got sitting politicians that's dope addicts. One of the greatest politicians of all time, the mayor of Washington, D.C. He may have been a crackhead, but he could run the fuck out some city government. But I mean, a lot of people got those issues. I'm just tired of seeing it on social media. It's like they glamorizing it, And here's my thing, Donovan and Dimitri, and maybe if you're gonna be on social media, can you please have more than one blunt? If you're gonna get out there like that, motherfucker, can you show us an ounce, a half a pound or something? You motherfuckers out there with sacks, with $30 sacks, losing your fucking job over a $30 sack.
You know what's crazy though, that you bring that up? You see these kids with the big stacks of money, and it doesn't matter if it's fake or not. They've told you on all of these shows, these newscasts, in the newspapers, the IRS is watching that. If you're flashing big ass amounts of cash, as smart as these kids are, and I'll give them that, they have all the tools. I mean, they ain't going to the library to do a book report like we used to do on the weekends. Our weekend is, you're doing homework on the weekends. They can sit right there and Google everything. And you see these kids, law enforcement is just monitoring. They have people in law enforcement that just monitor these social media things. And you see these kids up there flashing money. How you going to flash all that cash and you're living in the worst part of the damn city? It just doesn't make sense. And then, of course, the tax guy comes in. You got to prove they just saw all that money. You got to prove that you don't have it anymore. They're going to tax you based on whatever. And it's just a rolling thing. So it isn't what you do, it's how you do it. If you're going to be doing some iffy shit according to white society, do it behind closed doors, damn it. Just do it behind closed doors.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I just want to bring up, you guys may know, but Paul Pierce seems like he's, kind of rough around the edges. Sounds like in 2000, he was stabbed 11 times. Sounds like he was severely injured because I guess he was flirting with some man's wife up in the club and he told him to stop doing it. And he, let him know he was about that business. And so, yeah, I mean, it sounds like he likes to walk a little bit on the wild side. But yeah, I mean, social media is not, I don't think social media is for everybody. I think some people should have some sort of an exam or something in order to use it, because I mean, and I know I'm preaching to the choir. I've seen a lot of wild stuff go on social media, and if you don't have a Twitter, don't get one, okay? Don't get
booty ass pops up all there. But wait. Since we're talking about in the basketball arena, 5-star, did you hear LeVar Ball's son, the one that's in the Rookie of the Year thing? He is dating Tiana Trump. For those of you guys don't know who Tiana Trump is, I mean, that's like commitment. They're in a relationship. She is a known porn star. And if you've seen her work, she does some good work, by the way. If you've seen her work, you'll know what I'm talking about. What's your opinion on the young Ball brother?
Her too. She wild on Twitter. I be like, and I'm not even following. I'm like,
I think that some of us, once we get money, black women are good enough for us when we're poor. But then once we get money, we go to the other side, and that's not something I would not expect from LaMelo. It's not something I would not expect. I also know that regardless of what people may think, it happened in JUCO. This is when I figured it out. In junior college, I tried to figure out who was getting all the girls. So it was 3 people that could get the girls: scholars, athletes, and damn fools. I was a damn fool, so I had a girl. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. But the athletes were first, then the scholars, and then the damn fools. Now, when it came to athletes, I'm gonna tell you how I saw it for myself. I call them season hoes. When it's football season, they screwing the football players. When it's basketball season, they'll lead a football player, they go screw the basketball player. The polar baseball player, you better be having a winning season or you ain't getting no ass. But when you football and basketball, it didn't matter. But I saw the difference between the white girls on campus that was doing it and the black girls on campus. The black girls on campus, they had morals. I'm telling you what I saw. They had respect. Damn, it was what it was. Them white girls, they don't give a damn about nothing. I asked the white girl, you date all black guys? And I say, how does that work out for you? She say, I ain't got to love him, I learn how. So they were plotting on these athletes to go big, leave JUCO, go to D1. They're going to follow them wherever they go. So if you think about it, if you're trying to get with a sister on the campus and she giving you the runaround, and then Beckett show up and just give you whatever you want, then it is what it is. But I think whether it's Trump's daughter or whether it's LaMelo Ball, both sides, they both got money. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of makes them gravitate to each other. I like the relationships in sports like LeBron James and his wife. From day one. I didn't like how Dwayne did his wife. I've never said anything publicly. I didn't like it. But if you got to be careful when you're in that arena because everybody's trying to get you. And if they can get you on an 18-year, what I call an 18-year financial plan, just let you bust them open because you really think you're doing something. Man, I be knocking her down 3-4 times a day. Yeah, you scoring 24 points a game, you dumb motherfucker, you supposed to. But if she gets you on that 18-year financial plan, that's your ass, homeboy.
Let me address, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, Sly TY142. How you doing this even from YouTube? So you said they thought he was someone else. Stop lying. He wasn't flirting. Well, see, there's this thing that goes, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Now I want to read something to you if you're still here. So it says, during a recent episode on All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, Pierce revealed how the events of the night unfolded. Pierce was visiting the Bass Club in Boston with some friends, which included his teammate, Tony Batty. According to 10-time NBA All-Star, trouble began when he started talking with some women. Pierce remembered that a man told him to stop talking to a young woman before a small fight began. The tussle spiraled out of control, and Pierce, due to his adrenaline rush, wasn't even aware that he had been stabbed. So I don't know what you thought the lie was, but I just read to you what he said out of his own mouth. So you're welcome.
Al asked, in y'all opinion, will this hurt him getting to the Hall of Fame, or will they make him wait? It's not gonna hurt him at all. He in. They're not gonna take it from him.
Yeah, you know, they might delay him, but he's in. The work, he already put in the work. He's in there. So, I mean, crazy, but it's crazy. But you would think like, and I'm not saying Tiana Trump's a bad person or anything like that, but this culture where, you know, and I don't know how I can say this without being mean. Just because this woman has taken a career in pornography, okay, doesn't mean she's like lower trash or something like that. You know, if that's what he likes and he wants to date her and stuff, I think there's no problem with that. Now, I question it, but it just seems to me it's more mainstream now than it used to be back in our day. So, you know, dating a porn star, hey, and if you've seen her skills, if I was, well, I wouldn't even mess with that.
She a monster. He got to bring it. She'll suck his soul out of him. She got to bring it fucking with her. She's the monster. That's all I got to say on it.
Well, he's in trouble, okay? He's 18, and she's a seasoned professional. She gonna get all the money.
She can't be. Tiana Trump cannot be no more than maybe 20, Demetri.
No, she's 25. She's 25.
Oh, okay. So she didn't got up there. But she didn't suck the 25. She sucked the meanest. Oh, well, I know you know he's a lucky man.
Yeah. 25, wait, 25, been in the game for over 5 years, okay?
She actually got in the game right when she was 18.
She gonna get all that money, okay? I don't know if LeVar gonna be able to do something about that, but she gonna get all that money. So anyway, let's transition to another topic. I don't know if you guys saw the video. It's not a whole lot of context to it, other than a woman, a sister, I guess I should say, drove up to a Burger King in Tennessee, messed her order up. She swung back around the drive-thru, got into an argument with the people in the drive-thru, and she brandished a gun, pointed at them, and shot at the employees in the Burger King. Of course, they went running. And so as of the last time I checked, they're still looking for her. But I guess I just want to know what's really going on here. You know, especially we know Black women are starting to fill up the prisons, you know, in record numbers, more so than anybody else, you know, kind of, you know, they're on the uptick anyway, I should say. And so I don't know if maybe we can have a conversation as to what would cause a person. I mean, it's Burger King. We're talking about Whoppers and French fries. And she feels like she
how many motherfucking times I done went up there and people ain't gave me no ketchup. They doing some. They say, man, I be ready to tear that motherfucker up. Look, I done supersized my shit, and you don't give me no fucking ketchup. Don't go buy no 10-piece box of chicken. They don't put no ketchup in your shit. And then when you try to talk to them, they jump fly. They got some nasty ass attitudes in them fast food restaurants. And some people, I wish I didn't work here. Well, bitch, the front door over there. What you waiting on? They got nasty attitudes and they think they can handle you any kind of way. Then when you jump on their ass in that drive-thru, they want to go hide behind the fry pit. Now bring your fucking ass back over here. Talk about this ketchup.
Exactly. But, you know, but these are the people that are demanding $15 an hour. These are the people that want $15 an hour and they can't get a simple order correct. They can't put napkins in the bag. How are you even going to do a to-go and not put napkins in the damn bag?
They've told them not to do that. To cut back. The fuck you give me some hot ass fries and no ketchup, man. Tell me that shit ain't happening to y'all. Tell me that shit ain't happening to y'all. I told you I'm allergic to cheese. I get my motherfucking burger. You to put 3 slices of cheese on the motherfucker. I bring it back to you. Then you want to talk like you motherfucking Al Capone up in this bitch. Don't make me come over that counter and fix my shit myself in the process of whooping your ass.
You know, this all goes back to the Waffle House fights and the Denny's fights and stuff, you know.
But a gun, though, you gonna have a shoot 'em out with people in the damn Burger King drive-throughs? Like, come on, sis.
I can only imagine. I'm telling you that the woman probably told her, "Look, you done fuck my shit up. Say, man, can you get this right?" And that ain't her first time going there, and they fucking her shit up. You know, that's why some days on the real, I just call the motherfuckers. I be at the highest chilling. Just woke up out of nowhere. I just called the nearest restaurant. Y'all fucked my order up yesterday. Well, just come on through and get your note. I go get me some free fucking food for all the time you done fucked my order up. But I'm telling you what it is. When you try to correct them, the motherfuckers swell up in there like they the Hulk. Little old 99-pound girl turning green, talking shit, jaw swelling up. Do not get bust in the mob with the ketchup dispenser, man. It ain't me. I gave you my money. You fucked my order up. But then they want to handle you like you's a punk. I'm telling you what happened. They want to pull that pill side, they hold the meter chain. They was in there trying to unplug the cash register and give it to them.
Yeah, and look, what's really sad is just about in almost every incident like that, it's always a black girl with a badass weave in her head that she should have took out 3 or 4 weeks ago. And she just pissed off being there. And it's like, look, if you don't know customer service, what are you doing here? You know, I just want some ketchup. And then they give you the ketchup. You know, you just want 2. They give you like 12 and you throw it in the bag with an attitude.
I still just don't see how you want to pull out your pistol. You want to pull out your pistol like... You go. So what you in prison for? What you come here for? Man, my fries was cold, so I had to let her know I'm in business. Oh yeah, I mean, like, make it make sense. It's Burger King. You know, those people get minimum wage. I get in my orders. That's why I always check my order before I leave. And Al will tell you, he's like, nah, it's good. Let's just go. I'm like, hell to the no. Because I know you, and if your order is wrong, you're going to do a Tasmanian devil, and those people ain't going to hear about it. It's going to be me. And 5 times out of 10, the order is wrong. But damn.
I think Martin Lawrence did a comedy thing on that, one of his albums. If you ever got, I think it was the second comedy album. You go there, and it's like you just want to just, just gang them up. You know, it's just like, I just went in here for a 2-piece. That's all I want. It's the 2-piece special. How do you mess that up? All you're serving today is thigh and a leg. That's it, and a biscuit.
Well, see, that's when the Tuesdays is the most dangerous days of the week in fast food. I'm just gonna tell you the fucking truth, man. Tuesday is the most dangerous day of the week in fast food. Cause this how the argument gonna start. First of all, you see the line wrapped around the block at Popeyes. Because everybody coming through that motherfucking kid. You get to the motherfucking thing that you tell them what you want. Oh, we out of chicken. It's gonna be 15 minutes. Bitch, you supposed to cook an 18-wheeler of chicken this morning. You already motherfucking knew everybody was coming here today. Here go the argument right here. And most of the time, the argument starts in fast food when you can't get the food out fast enough. This is why if you've never worked in a McDonald's, they have a clock over the drive-thru. It's called target time. And really, from the time that you go to the speaker till you get your order in your hand, it's supposed to be 3 minutes. Motherfucker sitting there all night. And you think I'm gonna be nice when I get up to this window? And don't catch an attitude and throw my shit at me. I promise you, I keep some baby oil in the car. And I'm gonna slick my fat ass down and I'm coming through that drive-through window.
You know, it's funny. Al says his mom raises hell at Popeyes if she gets the end piece biscuits. She wants the middle part, the biscuits in the middle. Lord, have mercy. Have mercy.
Yeah, some people, I'm a firm believer, they need to just stay home and cook your own food because, so it sounds like there's some sympathy for old girl who ran up in there like the OK Corral.
Yeah, because I mean, how many times you gonna fuck up somebody's order and think ain't nobody gonna do nothing? A motherfucker don't work all day long, man. They don't want to go home and cook it. They'll just grab me something, man. And blah, blah. See, like right now in Minneapolis, I know today is going down. Because the Popeyes is boarded up. They serving chicken through a hole in the plywood. You can't go in. So if a motherfucker fuck your order up, you fucking with Popeyes today is like fucking with Cash App with a refund. I'm telling you what it is. I can only imagine how long that motherfucker gonna be standing if somebody fuck them orders up right now. They gonna burn up that place, man.
Yep.
But I have sympathy for the lady. I think somebody should do a GoFundMe for her. This is a national crisis because these motherfuckers been fucking up fast food orders all over the motherfucking country.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, there's got to be a time when the victim, you know, is right. You know what I mean? And think about this. I mean, and it's crazy. It ain't like these people that work at the Popeyes or the restaurant that you go to on a regular basis. It ain't like you're new there. They know, oh, it's Tuesday. Okay, here comes Gary. Let me get his stuff ready. Make sure it's all good to go. Hey, man, how you doing? How was work today? Boom, boom. They know you've been in there several times. I mean, it's like, how do you mess up an order of a customer that is a loyal customer that keeps coming in there? But they do it. And then what kills me is the one bad employee stays, and you see the good ones just rotate in and out, in and out, in and out.
I have a problem with the Asian community in the restaurant business. I have a problem with y'all. Why the fuck y'all don't have no specials? Y'all shit always regular priced in the hood, man. Can we have a $2 something at your shit? We done spent millions in there. And when last time you been to an Asian restaurant that had a special? You want black business, gotta understand our money ain't right some days. I'm like Chris Rock in that movie. I got enough for one rib today.
And speaking of which, did y'all see the video where some black people went to an Asian restaurant and she didn't like the cake? The black lady didn't like the cake they gave her. So the Asian lady, I don't know if she's the owner or the manager, she called the police on her because the lady asked for she just wanted to exchange the cake. Called the police on her, and you know the black lady's all upset and this, that, and the other. It's like, well, why are you there anyway? I mean, really? But yeah, I just couldn't see a defense. I couldn't see a defense. I'm Burger King supposed to get in my way. I didn't. The customer's always right. I mean, how do you? I get having a bad day, but this some shit. That movie Falling Down. Remember the movie Falling Down?
Where's some shit in a lot of restaurants? Like me, I wear glasses. I got two sets. I got the set for reading. I got the set for driving. So when it's the driving ones, whenever I go to the Waffle House, I put on the motherfucker so I can see them cook. Cause you be digging in your motherfucking nose and your ass and you think people can't see. I seen a motherfucker do that and gonna tell me how you want your waffle. Man, fuck you. I'm gone. The manager, what's wrong? Man, you got an ass sniffer in here. Cooking this fucking food, ain't got no gloves on, nothing. Man, it's the fucked up shit be going on in these restaurants, man. Y'all in there, you know, they do wild shit in the restaurants. You gotta be careful nowadays, man. You know, they skeeting on your burgers and all kinds of shit. And y'all just running up in there happy-go-lucky. That's on y'all. I don't play with them. But I'm still, like I say, you know, unless you done been there a few times, I done got fucked out the catch up. Don't let me be on a road trip where I got to eat the chicken while I'm driving and the motherfucker ain't putting no ketchup in there. You can best believe on the way back home, boy, I'm going to holler at you.
Or like in my experience, I go in there and I want to use my military discount and they get mad because they don't know how to do it. And so they give you the senior discount. I was like, it's the same thing. Give me the senior discount. It's the same thing. and they just get an attitude with you, and you're ready to fight them.
Listen, when I was a teenager, my first job was one of my first jobs at McDonald's at 16, and the things I saw, and it was usually for people coming through the drive-thru acting stupid. I'm like, maybe I should tell somebody. I don't know, but and like I said, it was usually somebody who was doing the most in the drive-thru. And I'm one of those people, like, if I'm going out to eat with you and you got the extra most going on, I'm like, I'm good. My stomach could be touching my backbone. I will not eat if you getting froggy with the waitress or, I don't like this and what's it. No, you ain't finna. I'll make sure they know that's them. That ain't me. But I will not eat out with people who be getting stupid and drive-thrus.
Yeah, Demetra, when we used to go to lunch all the time, Demetra would always tell me, all right, be cool, because I go off.
You have to be cool. Or you fuck around and get a burger full of boogers. These motherfuckers dirty, man. They got some real special motherfuckers working in the fast food restaurants some days. They really special. I'm gonna tell you, I got into it with one of them one night. I was in Louisiana, and I knew the church's chicken didn't close until 2:30 in the morning. So I would leave the club about 1:45, and I get there that morning by 2. Ladies say, this all the chicken we got. We ain't cooking no more chicken. I say, well, you don't close until 2:30. Oh, I'm not cooking no motherfucking chicken. Where your manager at? The manager came. Monroe, what's the problem? Say, man, at 2:00, you got 30 minutes. It take 19 minutes to cook a thigh. I say, come on, dog. Well, fuck it. We just gonna cook you what you want. What you want? Tell you what I want. Give me the whole motherfucking menu. I want the 2-piece, the 3-piece, the 4-piece. I want everything on the menu. Then I want all the specials. I had them motherfuckers cooking chicken till 8 in the morning. Don't fuck with me. I'm crazy. And this is a true story.
But but in all seriousness, I just put it in the chat there. In all seriousness, even though we're talking about this, because this shit does happen, do not forget. And I'm talking to the brothers and even some of you sisters out there, because I know we always talk about the sisters. But stop patronizing these Asian restaurants. I don't care if it's Vietnamese, Korean, Chinese. They don't feel safe in our community. So guess what? They ain't getting our business. You sisters, stay out of the hair and nail shops. We've got to be on code. We have to tell and show these people, since you feel unsafe in our neighborhoods and unsafe around us, and you're not standing up, telling the world that that's some bullshit. Black people ain't attacking us. These are our friends and our customers. You don't need our business. We're going to go do something else. So, don't forget to not patronize those businesses.
Al was saying something about Frenchies. He said, I guess there needs to be a whole bunch of cups and chicken bones in the parking lot, and they had to move. I guess because they couldn't keep it maintained. I guess a church bought it. You know anything about that, Gary?
Back in the day when the riots popped off in Houston in the 60s, we had a big riot that popped off. And there was a side deal cut. See, they've been cutting deals forever. And the Reverend Lawson at Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church, he cut a deal because his deal was if he could go out there and calm the people down, the city of Houston would never bother his church. Now, everything that was around that church ended up being fair game. As much as they wanted to expand U of H and all that, they never bothered that church because the deal was cut. He did what they needed him to do. So it just came a time where either French's was going to sell or they were going to use eminent domain to take the land from French's. But French's is an institution, and honestly, they got some fucked up shit going on over there too. Motherfucker gonna tell me one day it's a quarter extra if you don't want no ice in your soda. Bitch, I know the game. I've been fat for a long time. If I put ice in the cup, that's going to take up room from the soda. You got CO2 tanks in the back. It's going to be cold. Well, you got to pay extra quarter. Don't make me come through that motherfucking back door, man. I'm not paying no motherfucking quarter, man. But fast food restaurants and Negroes on both sides of the counter, it ain't a good thing some days.
Luckily I haven't had too bad of an experience. I'm one of those people. I'm like, yes, whatever you say. I know I didn't order the chicken, but I'm gonna eat it today. I ain't rocking the boat with people making my food. I'm sorry. And I'm one of those people. I mostly cook at home because of that. Like, nah, you get my order wrong, I just charge it to the game. Because everybody ain't playing with a full deck. Some people gonna be mad that you taking the order back to the kitchen and why ain't nothing wrong with it. That's what they asked. And nope, I'm gonna keep it. Thank you.
We started off talking about weed. If a motherfucker come through the drive-through and roll a window down and a puff of smoke come up out that bitch, they're not there for the customer service. They full of them narcotics and they want to eat. And the worst thing you could do is fuck up their order. Because they already probably smoking that buck naked. And they gonna do something crazy. I've seen a couple of instances where people have done some crazy shit when people mess up their orders in them fast food restaurants. But how hard is it to make the same motherfucking burger 400 times a day?
They said you're gonna get the burger we make you. Okay, you getting the burger that's coming out that bag. You don't like it, that's too I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna take no chances with people cooking my food. And people really don't realize that those people are making your food. You don't see them making your food. And especially for people on the other side of the drive-through that's getting all froggy and acting stupid with people. Like, are you high? I mean, they might be, I don't know, but do you know what they doing to your food back there?
Well, it's a quantity and quality thing for me. I was a big French's fan back in the day, and right down the street from school, and you could dip over there on game day, go get you something to eat, come back, get ready to play. But ever since they got into the habit, because they sell chicken, ever since they got into the habit of selling baby hamsters well, not baby hamsters, but baby, little bitty chickens, the little clucks out the egg. I don't know where the fuck they finding these small pieces of chicken at, but I don't want no motherfucking leg look like this. See, that's the argument with me. I'm a 300-pounder, and you give me a motherfucking leg that look like this. French has been fucked up for a while, man. And then all of a sudden, your leg look this big, Donovan. You done raised the price up. Is you out your fucking mind? Man, I go to the store and get a sack of chicken for cheaper than what I'm finna pay for 2 pieces of. And then you give me the baby chickens?
Well, and it seems like what they probably went to Costco or Sam's Club to get the big family pack to give you those little baby chicken. They want to charge you $7 for that little piece.
You gotta watch some of this portable fast food shit. All these food trucks and all that. I want to send a shout out to my man. If you're from Houston, you done seen him somewhere. Boogity the Boudin man. That Boogity gonna set his fucking pit up anywhere. One night I'm at the Chevron gas station, and Boogity got the pit blazing over the things in the ground where they pump the gas in. Man, you want some boudin? Let me know if you don't blow up in 30 minutes and I'll come back and get some. These motherfuckers are selling food out the back of their trunks on anything now. Everybody want to sell food. Here's a secret. A whole bunch of you motherfuckers can't cook, man.
Al said the Boudin man was cleaning up. He was making major money.
Boogity was a motherfucker, man. What, man, Boogity used to come inside of the Roxy, and they would do him a PSA in the middle of the shit, the club crunk. Shut the music down, Boogity outside. Boogity a legend, man.
That is too funny. So what we got going on tomorrow on the War Zone? We got some special guests coming through.
My good friend, our good friend, Dr. Robert Muhammad will be here along with brand new Houston Police Department Chief of Police Troy Fenner will be in the building. Y'all better get in tomorrow. We're gonna sell the thing out, man. He coming. You can ask him questions. He'll be here tomorrow. And me and the good doctor made a commitment to make sure that the Houston does not get to 500 murders. Troy has worked with us extensively over the years. We know what we're doing. He's one of the only people in the city that ever listened to us. And you'll see on my page pictures of us at summits and gang summits. And he'll be here tomorrow, man, to answer questions. And it is what it is. He's a homegrown dude. Regular cat. Catch him at the right time. Might have some twerkers in the back of the video. Ain't no telling. No, but Troy be here tomorrow. Chief Fenner will be here tomorrow. Police Chief of Houston Police Department, along with our good friend, Dr. Abdul Halim Muhammad. Final thoughts.
Ladies first.
Yeah. So most definitely, you guys, please share that because we want everybody to get a great introduction to the new chief and listen to what he has to say. And we'll most definitely take some of you guys' comments. And of course, it's always a pleasure to have Dr. Muhammad here, just dropping all kind of wisdom and knowledge. And so please be here for that. And again, it is $2 Tuesday. So we are still raising money for Gary's school board campaign. And so every little bit helps. And so if you can drop $2 into, Cash App here or any other form of payment that Gary receives, it would be much appreciated. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yep, and you don't have to wait for $2 Tuesday. Anytime you want to drop some money to help to get somebody who cares about our children, go ahead and hit that app if you guys so want to do so. But hey, I forgot to remind you guys today, Alcee Hastings, he has died, and Alcee Hastings was a corrupted federal judge. I have a series that I'm going through on my podcast. It's called Black Politicians Ain't Shit. I stand by that. And I know that this man has passed. And I know people say, well, that's disrespectful. I'm going off the man's record. He was bumped out of the federal judgeship. He was appointed by Jimmy Carter. He left the federal judgeship under corruption. He was elected by people in Florida in 1993. Now, 1993 brought in a whole bunch of Black people sitting at the table. Maxine Waters, Sheila Jackson Lee, all these people came in the early 90s, and they're still there. And this is what we've been saying. This man died today, and he was 84 years old. These people are staying and being re-elected by you until you carry them out of the casket. Now, what I say is this. I say that this man ain't shit, and I say most Black politicians ain't shit. And the reason I know for a fact that this man ain't shit, because I looked at his record. 30-something years sitting in Congress, he has nothing to show for it when it comes to Black people. But we keep re-electing pieces of shit like this guy. Rest in peace, Al Hastings. And by the way, he married his intern, who was, I think, 30 years younger than him. I'm not mad at him about that. But is that what we're doing up there in Congress as Black politicians? Black politicians ain't shit. I'm done.
Well, I tell you what, man, that thank you for tuning in. We're gonna finish the school board run, and we're gonna do what we do. I got a bunch of inboxes and calls, and the kids need you. You know how to get to me when it comes to them kids, man. So let's finish it up. But tomorrow night, you definitely want to be here. It's gonna be the place to be. It's the reason we the best in the business. It's the War Zone. I want to thank my good friend, Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetra K, and I am the 5-star general tomorrow night. Police Chief Troy Finner, the Houston Police Department, our good friend from the Nation of Islam, Dr. Abdul Halim Muhammad, is going to be on fire. Until then, we'll holler at you.